Session, we have salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are you good?
Mr. Barber.
Yeah, I saw online where the resolution to sell alcohol in the township had passed. Is anything next?
Yes, there's
I'm sorry, I'm
zoning
late.
ordinances to pass, zoning where such types of businesses. In fact, we'll be discussing with the board the interest of Vanport Township and their residents, balancing those out with zoning requirements. So, yeah, there's quite a bit yet to do.
Okay.
So the first thing would be with an ordinance and looking at zoning, where such type of businesses could go in the township of Vanport. So you have various commercial, industrial, residential districts, so you'd have to zone where that could possibly go, a type of business such as that. And so that all has to be discussed and decided by the board, and then we'd have to pass zoning regulations and ordinances.
To be frank, it might not even happen at all. I mean,
Well, that's sort of what I was asking. It sounds like my next question was going to be, is any of that on anybody's radar?
It is.
It is.
We're working on it as we speak.
we are, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we didn't go out and seek it. Just to be frank, I mean, we it's not that we went out and sought somebody.
Right, I understand
Yes,
that.
we were contacted, matter of fact, so there are some interested parties to do that, yes. Yep.
Yes, and in fact, this is your zoning map today. This is just mine, it's color coded, so that's one of the things we're gonna be discussing over a period of time. And there was just interest expressed to the board in starting possible businesses here towards the western side of Vanport Township. So again, none of that's come to fruition yet, but certainly looking into it if we can attract new businesses to Vanport Township.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yep. And that's what we're looking to see if we can do that. Yep.
Good?
Yeah.
All right. Jim Shaner. Good to see you, bud.
Nice seeing you. I do have some questions for your engineer on that email that was forwarded to me late this afternoon, just to clarify some stuff. I mean, the permitting part of it's self-explanatory. We can go the cheaper route with the GP7 and not the GP11, which is the strung out one. It might take 5, 6, 7 months, depending on the backlog of DEP. The GP7 we can do in-house. It just has to be drawn up by your engineer, or even if one of you guys in the township want to come to look at it, but there's some calculation stuff that have to be in. It's not real technical, but it's not real, answer 5 questions and you're done. So yeah, it's up to you whether you want your engineer to pursue that permit or not.
In our best interest,
Yes.
that's my opinion.
Yeah. Yes.
I mean, if you've never done permits before, I would recommend at least help with the first one or so.
Yep.
I would recommend it.
Need a motion?
Yep.
Make a motion for that, to have our engineer do that, right?
I'll make a motion to do that. I'll second it.
All in favor, give the user sign saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
Design, I understand that also. Leonard Smith Solray is giving you a price for design as part of this engineering package. That's pretty much self-explanatory. The construction space services, I do understand that you're going to be, or a representative of your organization is giving me on site at key points, excavation to verify depths, footer placement, rebar placement, make sure the concrete meets the specs. Is that one of your obligations as far as phase services?
Yeah, any of the materials submittals, make sure the products they're using are submitted per the spec.
Per the spec and PennDOT approved. Okay. The only question I have is resident project representation. To my understanding, you're going to have somebody on site all the time is considered to be a project manager.
It would be more under the, I guess, observing and reporting to make sure everything's being conducted per the drawings, per the specs.
Right.
I believe in the service order we sent over, that was full time for 3 weeks. It can be adjusted as needed, but that was just the number that would be for a 3 week full time, 40 hours a week.
Okay. But yeah, I mean, that'd be like a project manager. Give me to say, if they want to do a change order, as far as maybe over excavating and compacting and bringing back up to grade.
Yeah, they'd be there just to report on any field changes were necessary.
Okay, what about stuff like verifying third-party surveyor measurements, calculations?
I mean, the survey would be a requirement for the contractor. It would be in the contract documents to
Right.
follow.
Right, but would you be on site though to verify that those readings are correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And probably, Sharon, did you give this to one of your supervisors, that total price?
They have it, but it's further in the package.
I mean,
34,000.
What's that?
34, correct?
Yeah, 34,000. In the paperwork that we had developed in-house and with the folks from the Center for Dirt and Gravel Roads and also the representative from Trout Unlimited was on site, and we developed what we thought was a cost-effective plan. The permitting is a little bit under because we estimated at GP11. We estimated that cost around $10,000 to do the permit design for everything needed for that permit. So you can be a little bit cheaper there. Your next task number 2 is design. Is that your design for the project itself?
That is, we already have surveys of that area from previous instances, so there might be some supplemental survey we need to pick up. That would be putting together cost options for the township to choose a solution or a product to use in the situation.
Okay, that was a little bit over what we thought, but you're right in the ballpark. We did not, in our original cost estimation, task number 3, the construction phase services, nor did we calculate number 4, the residential project representative. So, according to our regulations, we can only use 16,000 of that contracted amount to pay for engineering. So 18,000 would be up there, the rest of the remainder would be up to the township itself.
Okay.
If that's something you guys want to agree upon.
Yeah.
But I mean, first time out, I think that the phase services, that's necessary. At critical points, you need to have that, your own engineering or whoever you pick, have that stuff proper. And someone on site, working with other contracts and other projects, one of them chose not to do this, what we call project management and the project summary. So that's up to you if you want to take that on or not.
I'd recommend we do a motion accepting the service order authorization.
At 34. You have a motion for that?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor, give the usual sign, saying aye. Opposed? It's okay.
And the only other thing I have, your solicitor reviewed this contract earlier. Sees nothing wrong with it. If you guys want to make a motion to go ahead and sign that, to enter into a contract with the Beaver County Conservation District for this grant to replace Mother Colorado stream crossing.
We have a motion for that.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor of the usual sign, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
And then I will need I need 2 copies to sign.
Okay.
And I also have a check for you.
We like Jack.
Yeah, why don't we have Sharon make those copies?
Yeah,
Don, you
Sharon
can
can make
send-
it.
Well, I have the copies with me,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
so.
Let's sign them right now. so
Yeah, we
Mr.
can sign
Shaner
it.
can-
You can sign it.
How long have you been trying to get that bridge fixed?
I
Burn
know.
a hole.
This is a gentleman that's been helping us. We've been working with Mr. Shaner through the Conservation District to get Molly Collar Bridge replaced.
Stream
It's
crossing
bad.
structure.
I keep calling it, we keep calling it a bridge, but it's not. He corrects me all the time. Because that's all we know it is.
Right,
But he's right.
that makes me happy.
Yeah, so he's been helping us along the way. Been very instrumental in getting this thing
Okay,
done
you
for us.
sign both of them, and one will be yours and one will be
Okay.
I'll be honest, I completely lost hope on that. I was like, that's never gonna get fixed. It's just
Well,
gonna-
yeah,
it's
I mean, we've tried a lot of
done.
avenues. To get this to go.
All right.
Good. And then, between Sharon, me, been working with Mr.
They're
Shaner
done the wrong way.
and our road guys to get this done, and he's helped us tremendously. And he deserves a lot of credit for getting us.
Be one's yours. So
What was mine?
One's yours. Yep.
Got it, buddy.
Copy, one's my
Yeah,
copy.
to get this done. So, once everything's in line, we're hoping to get this done here
That's
soon.
awesome.
So,
Thank you, Mr. Sharon.
yes.
What I did, I totally made you a copy of everything I have. So you can put that contract in here. So this is yours to keep. This is a scheduled payment, $30,000 up front.
Glad when that's done.
Oh, that'd be nice when that's done. That's
That'd be
been,
nice.
how many years did you say that's?
No, I don't have the email.
My kids
5?
were in preschool when
Really?
it was closed,
Yeah, I'm
and my
saying
daughter's
5+
going into
years, right,
4th
Paul?
grade.
I bet you that's been done, 5+.
It's been at least 5 years, yeah.
Yeah?
At least 5, yeah.
We tried through the state, met with the state, remember?
We've been trying.
We've been trying state,
This
county,
gentleman come through.
and
That's
Mr.
awesome.
Shaner, we reached out to him, and he's helped us.
We actually cannot.
The last
A
6
couple of things on this project.
Yep.
We can do the engineering, we can do all the preparation work. You can possibly put it out for bid. You can award the bid, but you cannot start any construction at all till we have that GP7 in hand. And when you put that out for bid, it has to be prevailing wages, and timesheets have to be certified and notarized. So, that's pretty standard
Yep.
with the value of the project. The Center for Dirt and Gravel Roads, by
See
the
that? That's the-
State Conservation Commission, the state has set up any contract that's bid out over $25,000 has to be prevailing wages.
Wages.
If
Yep.
you do it in-house, if it's $200,000 using your own workers in-house, their standard wages
Wages.
apply.
Prevailing wage. That's fine.
But on a lot of federal jobs, you have to have that notary stamp on the pay slips. Well, the Center for Dirt and Gravel Roads should start doing that. So up until now, we could just get it signed by one of the principals of the corporation, but now it has to be that notarized.
Okay.
Okay.
Verified pay slips.
Yeah, and what's the time frame for the permit? Now that we went to that other.
Once we have it in our office, I'm gonna say probably less than 15 days, 15 to 20 days.
Good.
Okay. Good.
That's why we were hoping it'd come in under that 1 square
Yeah,
mile.
right.
Because if it was over that mile, then everything has to go to DP. You have to do this, you have to do that, and that's why I say it backlogs, so it might be 6 months. The only thing that might hold back after the permit's issued is when your engineer does what they call that PNDI search. What it does, it's a statewide national database that if you have Indiana bats near you, if you have some type of mussel or some type of salamander in that stream, they put regulations and limits on when you can actually do that work.
Wow.
So getting later in the season, we're getting a little bit laxed on that stuff because most of that stuff's out of the breeding season, especially the water stuff. Indiana bats, you've got that. So that might be the only drawback that might delay this until a certain time.
Right.
Very good.
We're on the right track.
Yep.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
I mean, yeah.
She's got the check in her hand.
I mean, and as far as design works, we have in there geotechnical, which probably bakers and or whoever designs the structure might want core samples. We can't even do that till we have that permit. So we can probably do core samples after, you know, if we're waylaid because the Indiana bat or something, because we're just drilling. But we can't even start the drill until I have that permit. You have that permit.
Hopefully it doesn't take long to get that permit.
No. Yeah, hoping. I mean, I personally thank you for all the work that you did to get us to this point. You
A
know.
lot of
Quite
people's
welcome.
gonna
I mean,
thank you.
That's what we're here for.
Wow, we appreciate it. Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
Amanda Bradley.
Hi. So
Hello.
this is my first time
Yeah.
or anything like this, so forgive me for my ignorance.
No.
I'm here mainly to just show support for the whole liquor license thing passing, and curious what the next steps are and where that's going. Also, I noticed there is some roadway improvements that are coming up for this year, and I was just curious what those were, what roads are being looked at, and I'd like to make sure that Walnut Lane gets on your radar if it's not already, because Walnut Lane going up the hill to Division Lane is a mess. Not only the roadway, but the drainage underneath. Like, I'm sure you guys know, like every time we get a rainstorm,
Yeah.
it's flooded and it's just a disaster.
Yeah,
So
it is. That's bad.
it's really bad.
That's bad. And that's what makes it bad is that pipe, like you said, runs
Mhm.
underneath that sidewalk on the Cutler Hammer side. And we get it all from top.
And it
And it-
washes out the
It
whole.
washes down through that pipe.
It's terrible. It doesn't even go through the pipe. It comes
No.
back up. It bubbles up out of the road.
It
It's
does.
crazy. It's a
Justin
mess.
was just there last
So,
storm.
Yep, that was bad.
It was
yeah,
bad.
it's really bad.
Uh,
It's still all muddy over there, I think, from last time it
Yeah,
overflowed
that
like
rain
that.
today didn't help out any.
Yeah, yeah. So just curious, like, where that is on your radar, like what we're looking at, because like my kids don't even like riding their bikes up and down that road. It's so bad, let alone driving on it.
Yeah,
So
that
it's
is
pretty
bad.
dangerous.
We could take a look at it and see.
Georgetown Lane's our big
Yeah.
project right now.
Right.
Georgetown,
Okay.
that's.
I figured that was on there. 'cause
Yeah, that's
that's a
gotta
big
be,
one.
but that's close by. I mean, we could
Mhm.
take, that's close by, so we could take a look.
Okay.
I know it's bad. I know it's kind of bumpy.
It's bumpy this way and
Yeah.
this way, and
Used
I
to
mean,
be tracks on
been-
there. They took the tracks out.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
patched up all over everywhere. There's more patches, I think, than original road. It's pretty
Yeah.
bad.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. We could take a look since we're going to be close by that, just to see what can be done.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we talked to Cutler Hammer about that pipe running down through there.
We're gonna definitely need to do that.
Yeah. Before we get to the other. Yeah. Exactly. Well, we do thank you for the support for, the restaurant/bar. We do thank you for the support for that. So.
yeah, well, I figure if we can get them in there with some more tax revenue, then maybe my road can get fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
That's what we're hoping.
That's what we're hoping. That's what we're hoping.
Right?
Yes, yeah.
There you
Yeah.
go.
Positive thinking.
But, yeah, you're welcome.
I know.
I mean, you're welcome back at any meeting that we have, second Monday, every month, 7:30, we're here. You just want to come in and say hi or just listen. We welcome everybody, huh? Anything else? Police.
We, school's out obviously. We've had a couple car break-ins have started down our end. It's been nice out, so the kids are out and about. So we're gonna post something online just as a reminder for people to keep their doors locked. But other than that, it's been pretty quiet. Fun's about to start now that the school's out.
Yeah,
Everything
exactly.
else, so
Yeah.
it's been pretty quiet. But the car break-ins is every year it hits us, and it has already started down towards East End, down by Bridgewater. So it usually slowly makes its way up this way. So just a reminder for the residents to keep their doors locked.
Yep. Sounds good. We have police fines, $146.71 for the month of April 2019. And state police fines for the first 6 months of the year was $385.77. Yeah.
I haven't seen
You must
that.
do that, yeah, about the first 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anything else for the police? Or the police report, which pleasure?
I'll make a motion to accept it.
I'll second.
All in favor of the usual sign, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Emergency management, Beaver County Emergency Services Quarterly Newsletter. Read that at your own free will. Engineer.
Okay, I guess I'll start off by introducing myself.
Yeah, I don't know you.
Dave Kovac. I filled in for Sean today. He had to cover another meeting. We had an emergency pop up, so just filled in for him today. I see on the agenda, so the award for the road program was awarded last month's meeting. We sent the award documents to the paver contractor, Youngblood Paving, and we received the executed contract documents back from them, which I believe is the second item, is to execute those, motion to execute those. I guess talking with Sean, we were just, like I said,
No, that's all right. I was
Okay.
just making a motion. Can I hear, please?
Can we make a motion to execute that contract, but can we do it per my approval to review the contract this week?
Okay. Got that motion?
I'll make the motion.
Second it.
All in favor, use sign saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
okay, I guess moving forward with the road program, next steps, once we get the contracts executed, we'll set up a pre-construction meeting with the paving contractor to get a schedule out of them and see when they're available to move in. I know we are dealing with them in other of our communities right now, so they are working up in the area right now in some neighboring communities, so they might be able to get in here sooner rather than later. But I guess once we get the contracts executed, I'll just request some dates from them and we can set the meeting in the future. And I guess we already went over the Mud Lake Hollow stream crossing a little bit.
Yep.
But I'd be happy to answer any other questions that you might have on that.
Don't have
Nobody has
any.
any questions? Let's move it.
Are you gonna schedule the, once you're permitted, schedule the core samples?
Yes.
And you have to be on site to get those results, or you take the results that they give you?
We'll take the site view whenever we get back from the geotech. We can use those. But if we need to be on site, we can be on site for that. But I think we'll start working on the permitting process now to get that over to Jim, so we can get that in hand first. So I think that's the first step.
Sounds good.
Mhm.
Anything else under engineer? Or the engineer's report, what's your pleasure?
I'll make the motion to accept.
I'll second.
All in favor, give the usual sign, saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Zoning. Zoning activity report submitted by Dave Hagan. Which he's got a good bit there. See them on Fridays, I see they were working on the deck the other day. When he was over there.
Mhm.
Does a good job on that, huh? Activity report submitted by MDIA, none this month. Good. Dave Hagan request for approval of message to be put on website. Alert to residents. Yard waste disposal. Yeah. I mean, we've talked, yeah, I mean, that's good, because we've talked about this MS4, because that's what we're involved in anyway, so these people that are cutting grass and throwing stuff out there and it ends up down the drain. I mean,
Yeah.
we have an ordinance for that under that MS4.
Yeah, exactly. Just kind of a summertime reminder, I think.
Yeah. You know, some people are gonna say they don't have a computer to get on the website or whatever. But they should know that because they can be cited for that.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, I see no problem putting this
I
on
have,
the
I
website.
don't, we don't, want to say it. We have a motion for that.
I'll make a motion. I'll second.
All in favor, stop saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Anything else under zoning?
Can I ask a quick question about, you were talking about stormwater runoff, I guess, and grass headings?
Yep.
Has anybody kept up with Elder Vogel about whatever class township we are, being able to charge a stormwater runoff fee?
We discussed that with Sean, because I know neighboring communities have done that for stormwater.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, we've discussed that with Sean, we just never came to,
Well, I think the state legislature has to pass a motion to say that the Art Class Township can charge that. That's my impression is,
Correct. So we're a first-class township, we're in the
Right.
first-class township? That's correct. So Brighton Township, as far as I'm aware, is the only one in this area that's done that to present. And
townships.
Right,
New Brighton charges it,
oh, do they?
yes.
yeah. The one I'm most familiar with was
Yeah,
Brighton Township,
right.
and I know the county wasn't too happy about that because they were affected. But that is something we've been discussing with our engineer.
Yeah, New Brighton charges $6 a month for less than an acre, and if you have more than an acre, it's $12 a month.
That's considerably less than Brighton Township,
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah,
Say.
I realize that.
Yeah.
I guess it's up to the municipal organization to set those rates.
Correct. Correct. And really, I'm not trying to speak for the board, but this board is very tax rate conscious as long as I've been here. So anything they try to help the residents of Vanport keep their costs as low as they possibly can in any outlays. So
Well,
it's something we look
That
at.
doesn't help my car.
I understand. Just like the roads, everything
Well, that's what I was
is
talking
based
about.
on our
That was
budgets
left-hand-
and what we
Yeah,
can
exactly.
There's a
do.
left-hand swipe at the roads.
Right,
Yeah.
It
Right.
doesn't help my car to drive it on these roads.
right.
Right.
It's just difficult for this size of community. Thank goodness for people like Mr. Shaner and stuff. Number of bridges for 1 square mile that we have here, and what we've had to put into bridges. It's stressful in a community of this size. So they're very conscious of that. Yeah.
Storm drains aren't cheap anymore like they used to be.
No.
I mean,
We just did that storm
we
drain
just did
over
this one
there.
over here, it was 14 grand.
$14,000.
Yeah, it's 14 grand.
Yeah.
And somebody made it out of railroad ties. That's how
Right.
bad that one was.
Yeah.
So we had to actually because it's ours, we had to actually, and I know Justin's built a couple of them last, just like, yeah, he's built a couple of them back because they're in bad shape, just to keep the cost down. But we've talked to the engineer about it, Sean, about thinking about it anyway. Aging down. Anything else under zoning? Zoning report, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor of the usual sign by saying aye. Opposed? So carried. Fire, Dave didn't tell me anything. Highway, Justin's tied up, couldn't make it. Motion to accept Detroit salt for winter 2019-2020. Winter commodities with COG at $84.25 a ton. Cost of material, ton and delivery. You're gonna do that. How do you want to handle that one? So I talked to,
I'd
think we
rather
put that
table
on
it
hold.
until
we have what, 45 days, right?
Right.
What, 45?
from probably the
45 days from May 15th,
May
Yeah.
15th.
so we have enough time.
I'd rather table it
Okay,
for
we'll
now.
table it until I talk to up above.
Yep.
So I know everything else on the highways. Right, Sharon, is good. Justin didn't tell me anything when he called me today. Everything else is going good, nothing broke, so that's a plus.
That's good.
The guy's working out good, that's a plus. Yeah, so, anybody have anything? Heard the highway report, what's your pleasure, wasn't much, huh?
I'll make a motion to accept that.
I'll second.
All in favor, use sign saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Need a motion to pass minutes, regular meeting held May 13th, 2019, as presented.
I'll make that motion to accept them. Second.
All in favor, use sign saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Solicitor,
Malagies and Associates presented the binding documents for the insurance for Vanport Township. I think the premium is good. The limits are more than acceptable. I would recommend that you make a motion to bind the insurance.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second. Go ahead. I'll second it.
all in favor of the usual sign saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried.
We just received, Sharon just received, and Sharon's helped out quite a bit getting on West Banco for the 2 loans that we have pending, the tax anticipation note, which we've delivered everything to DCED, so that can close this week. So I don't believe we'll need to do anything with capital outlay by the end of the week. First thing tomorrow, I'll try and get a hold of West Banco's solicitor and close this as fast as we possibly can. And then, again, with Sharon's help, the other loan we're working on, of course, is for Georgetown Lane. Everything's been approved. West Banco's solicitor is kind of backed up. Underwriting is completed, as far as I know. Everything is done, but we're going to continue to try and press them to get that loan closed as well, because we approved the Georgetown Lane project in March, and we're a few weeks away from, at least, from closing that loan. And so we're pretty close to that. And in your packets, I have things on zoning and different proposals concerning the possible liquor license. And then I just have personnel issue that need a executive session.
We're gonna hold yours up till then, sir?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll hold him up, planning. Don't see anything there, huh?
I don't have anything.
Recreation. Nothing to that one either.
Nothing there.
I have
Okay.
something, please.
Good.
I have been in 3 towns this past couple weeks. I don't know how we could go about this, but and I would like to see in this town, I don't know if anybody else has seen it, the servicemen on our poles,
Oh, I
That
know
would be
we have
nice. I've
the
seen that.
flags.
the
Yeah.
flags.
Mm-hmm.
That
I've
is
seen it.
so
That is neat.
so neat to
Yeah.
see going down the street.
Yeah.
I think the VFW does that. I have information on that, but it would be up to the people that want their family's picture on there, I think, to pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how well it would go. How would I go about seeing how many people are interested in this? How would I get this out to people?
Website.
Pardon me?
Yeah, website. Yeah, that's
Put it
good.
on our website and see, but how many people actually go on our
Go on your
website?
site.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the
Oh, no
neatest
wonder.
thing. It costs, according to the information I got from this town, I don't know if you've ever heard of Chicora.
Shakora, yeah.
Yeah, that's a town, and there's another town, and
Every city
up in
has
the
one.
mountains
Yeah,
have
the,
it too. It's
Castle Sharon,
amazing
I
to
see.
see.
They're nice.
I go through
Some
Castle
just
Sharon.
have one but the ones I've seen have like 4, there's back to back. And I think that would be so nice
That would
going
be
down our
nice.
street.
And then they would, like, would the VA be able to tell you who in Vanport is?
That's what I was
That, I mean,
interested.
you'd have to know who,
Yep,
you know what I mean? Would the VA at the courthouse be able to tell you
who's served.
who served in Vanport? I mean, would they be able to tell you?
I don't
Families
know,
buy
I
them.
probably,
What's that?
The families buy them.
I didn't say
So
buy
why-
it. I'm
why-
just,
Well, why do we have to get the VA? I'm
no, I'm saying to get a
curious
list on who people
Who
want.
we could contact in
Oh.
I'm
Vanport
not
to
saying to
say,
pay for it, I'm saying,
No, no, no.
are
Yeah,
they,
yeah.
are they interested?
But I mean,
yeah,
if we
because even the
Yeah,
VA,
we'll do a thing and, well,
yeah.
I'll get a mommy sitter and I'll go door to door and drop them off in somebody's house. and
I
Yeah.
think,
say,
I think
"Here,
if you're
look at
interested in
this."
doing something like that, maybe speak to JR OTC at Beaver.
That's what,
School.
I mean, somebody would
See
have
if
to
the
know
students
who,
would have an interest
like,
in taking
the old
ownership
time,
of
or,
that.
you know what I mean,
You
how
know.
many came from, like, say, Vanport.
Vanport,
it's only from Vanport.
I know, that's what I'm saying, they'll be able to tell, you would think,
I would
the
think.
VA would be able to tell you up here who in Vanport
But then we would
served.
have to contact all those people, right?
Correct.
And then they'd give you that list, and then you could contact them and What
Because
See
else?
if they're interested.
see if they're interested. That's what
I have
was
the
saying.
information from this VFW that does it in Cora.
Mhm.
And it does cost $100 for that thing to be put up
And they're
there.
nice colored pictures too.
Yeah.
if you-
But it's
It
very
shows,
nice, the
yeah.
stars are around, I mean, it looks
Does
beautiful.
the
going
VA
down.
install it also, or who actually
I
puts
don't
them
know,
on?
I would have to find
Yeah.
that out.
Yeah. See,
I'm
I
gonna
see,
have to find that out.
as I run through Castle Shannon, their borough puts theirs up.
Yeah.
I
see
just
their
thought that
market
would be a
truck.
great thing to do.
Oh,
It would be nice.
Yeah, it would be nice.
What about, would you have to be careful on which poles you put them up? Like, would you have problems with Duquesne Light poles on putting them up on their poles?
We'd have to
I-
get
We'd have
We'd
to
have to
ask
ask them,
We'd have to ask.
yeah,
Okay.
because those people have them on poles, so I don't think there would be a problem.
Yeah.
I saw it last week.
Yeah.
Is it on their like street light?
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
is-
Mhm.
Well, some of them have them like, well, like Evans City, that's like every pool you
Yeah,
get in and.
that's the way it
is
Oh,
in
there's
Castle
so many
Shannon.
now, they're back to back.
They are, they're
Shows a
back to back,
picture
and
and
there's
the
Father,
four.
son,
Yeah.
cousin this,
Yeah.
and it looks so
It
nice.
does. Looks very
And they
nice. I
can
just
go
thought
all
that
down
was
these
No,
side
that's-
streets now.
Good
something
idea.
nice to do, and I have the information, but we would have to go through that VFW. I don't know if they would, I don't know.
Maybe they would know that.
I have no
Yeah,
idea. I
if,
think
if
that's-
they could find
I
out.
called
I
them,
would
nobody
think
answered.
veterans at the courthouse
I
should
would
have
think
some
so.
kind of record of who
Get a hold
from
of, Kathy
Vanport Township.
Kathy Nairn. You know
Kathy
Kathy
who?
Nairn? Who? Kathy Nairn up the courthouse in the
I
VA.
think so.
What's her
Yeah.
name?
Kathy Nairn,
She's a director.
N-A-I-R-N. I know her very well.
Are you related to her?
That's my cousin. That's it.
I don't get to talk to her very often. I talk to Jan.
But I
Kathy
just
don't
thought,
get
I
on
didn't know
phone
how
very
you
much.
folks would feel about that.
No,
I
that's a
think
good
it's a
idea.
good idea.
I think so, it would be.
Because we used to have banners on the pole.
Used to.
So maybe I'll do some calling, because I did call the people, but they didn't answer.
If Sharon knows that lady at the VA, maybe
Okay. Would you mind calling her? And I can bring the information I got, and maybe we can work together.
If you can't get anything from them, I can call Evans City and talk to somebody in the town
Well, I talked to the borough lady,
in Evans City.
no, in Chicora.
Chicora.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if you can't get an answer, I can call and see about if I can get anything through them. If you can't
Remember that
find
they
anything.
faxed the thing to us here that day? Yeah. Okay, I just wanted
No,
to,
that's a good idea.
I don't know if people would want to pay $100 though for the thing, but there's a lot of work
Yeah.
involved in it.
And you know, you can also get one for yourself too, because my mother's neighbor got one. The kids got one for their dad, and they also bought one for their mother, and she has it hanging up on her refrigerator,
I'll be
which
going,
is really nice.
so I'll try to do something about that.
Yep.
Could I make a comment on that?
Sure.
I just had a thought, like, having the people who have served, I guess past and present, is awesome. But could we take it one step further and maybe make it a little bit more permanent so that we would have the availability to do different banners at different times of the year, maybe? Like dedicate, like, Memorial Day to Labor Day is like having the veterans and the current active duty, the military personnel, but then we could throw up some holiday banners, maybe.
Well, we
Yeah,
do
we
have that.
We did have.
Do we
we
need to
did
have
the
something like that?
holiday-
I don't remember seeing the holiday
Yeah, we
banners
used-
driving
Yeah.
through town.
Yeah, she was in
Yeah.
charge of that one. We
Yeah.
did the holiday ones.
I was just thinking more, if we're gonna have the hardware up there, getting a little bit more use out of it than just
For
one
that.
purpose. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Just make it
yeah.
a little bit more.
But I think these are up basically all the time.
Are they?
I'm almost
I-
positive. I'll have to
Evans
find
City
out.
doesn't, they take them down in the wintertime.
Okay.
They're up, I
Well, then-
would think, for Memorial Day all through the summer, but I know I've been up there going up to the house,
In the
and they're not
wintertime,
up there in
okay.
the wintertime.
But
They
then
take
that,
'em
we
down
could
in
put
the
other stuff
wintertime.
up then.
Yeah.
Okay.
You might even be able to, if we don't get a lot of interest in the military, if there's just not enough for that, maybe offer like the graduates, like high school graduates, college graduates, things like that. Maybe, you know, open it up to get more banners on more poles for more purposes
Well, maybe
too,
we do
something.
this, somebody will be more interested in
Yeah.
it. But it is a little
Set up with
expensive, so.
Oh, absolutely. I'm just,
it.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Rochester puts something out during the school season for their kids. Isn't there something like Rochester Ramsden in a business down there? Their name is underneath it, sponsoring that
Oh,
way.
wow.
yeah, they
I
do.
think I've seen that in
Mhm.
Rochester.
We need something in our town,
Yeah,
so.
maybe we get a committee or something on that, you know, maybe that's what they can do.
Gotta get involved.
Yeah.
I'm trying. She knows I've been
She's always
trying.
telling me I
Her and her
need to
husband, I've been
involve.
told, I just told him the other day. Well, now, we'll get you.
Oh, you have a business? I
No,
didn't-
No, no, no.
Oh,
I'm
get
just,
involved.
Yeah.
yeah, he just wants me to get involved in everything. I'm involved in so much.
Yeah,
I know.
I try to do.
I started sitting over there.
I did too.
Yeah, we all did.
Just trying to get Ben back here and get the other ones over there.
Alrighty, you've got, that's okay with you folks. I'll
Yep, that's
try to
fine.
get it.
Finance, Randy usually takes care of that, unfortunately, he had a death in the family. But I'll take care of finance. Financial report prepared and submitted by Sharon Miller and Ken Sharpless. Randy's a lot better at this than I am.
As long as we're in the negative, we're good. I
Yeah.
understand.
Well, if they're in the negative,
Yeah,
we're
that's it.
good.
As we're in the negative.
That's it.
That's good. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, everybody, if somebody sees something that
This bond
jumps
thing is
out
at-
at them.
This bond thing is at half,
You talking about the
School
payable list?
yeah, I'm sorry.
That's okay. Goes with payable list.
on the last one.
Which one? Beaver Area School District, bond, oh, that's probably Maureen's, I'm thinking, right?
But they pay half and we do it at our half.
No, that's our, they pay and we pay, so that's our.
Our half.
Share. That's we share, yeah. Yep.
Okay.
And you'll see on there, approved toilet rentals, Randy took care of that. I seen it sitting over
I
there.
see it sitting. When are the other things getting there?
I talked to Justin about that today. He told me to give him, we were thinking about maybe like July, first week of July sometime, because that'll give him time. He was gonna have like move one of each over to there and then keep one of each over here for the time being. And
Okay.
then about July, move them all over there, so that way they're over there. I see people parking in there, they think it's a garage.
They do?
I go nuts. It's like parking in there, it's not a garage.
Where?
Oh, by Stanko, the fence is up.
They built a big fence to put our dumpsters in.
Oh, okay. I didn't been
Yeah,
over
we just park
there.
right in it. Like,
Yeah.
it's- And then there's a portage on right beside it, it's like.
It's convenient.
Yeah.
Is that the ball fields you're talking about? That
Yeah.
fencing? I was wondering what that was. I was like, what is this fence for?
That's
Well, I had
In the middle of the
phone-
parking
I had
lot.
phone calls, somebody thought it was a batting cage.
That's what I was wondering, because it's right by the ball field.
Yeah, yeah,
I
it's a
don't
batting,
know.
I said,
Nobody
"Well,
knows
it's
what
a
that
batting
is.
cage," yeah. They said, what, I see a portage on there. I said,
Okay.
yeah. But anyways, a couple of the dumpsters we have here,
Mm-hmm.
we got a grant, so we're gonna move them
Oh,
over to
okay.
there. Because that way it's out of the way, people were saying, people were throwing stuff in the thing, it's blowing all over the place, and the smell, and it's overpacked and stuff, so anyways, we got a grant to move them that way, so be closer for you on that side. Maybe here too, be closer on that side too.
Well, the sad thing is, before we had it, the cardboard especially, it was always overflowing. Now I go by, it's like, is anybody using it? Because they have to break it up to put it in there. That's the sad part.
Yeah.
Break it up and put it in,
Yeah.
but I don't know.
Some
if they're
people just
doing
drive
it.
by and then they throw it out, and then
I
Justin's
use the
gotta
cardboard one for Girl Scout cookie season every year.
Yeah.
Like, that's where all my cookie boxes go.
go. They use the brush
I fill
bin,
it
they
up.
throw everything in the brush bin, bricks, blocks, yeah, everything in there, so. What else we got? Financial report, anything else on the catches, anybody, nothing else, Sharon, I mean, to your knowledge?
Nothing to my knowledge.
Okay.
Did we hear anything from like Jay Young for the cleanup? Was it like well received? Was there
Yeah,
much?
as far as I
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
didn't.
Do they report like how much tonnage or anything that they take or no? They don't know.
We very much appreciate the cleanup.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We
everybody.
take full advantage of it every time. It's
Everybody
great.
like-
How was that advertised, the cleanup? Do you know, like, was that on?
paper.
Yeah, was it in the newspaper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I had a resident ask me, Saturday, they said they saw where the garbage men were out, and they asked, and I said, to be honest, I think, was it here posted also?
It was posted.
Yeah, she has it on the
Was it
door.
online though at all too?
Pink, it
That's
was
it.
in
And
the
then it's on-
newspaper, and the
it's on the
community news, and it was on our
website,
website.
You put it on the website
And it
too,
was
right?
also mailed to Van Buren, Tamaqua, because they don't pick, Van Buren, but Tamaqua.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I honestly just call down here every spring. I'm like, when's cleanup?
Yeah.
You don't get a paper or anything, so, and then everything to look at the website.
Yeah.
But I
Advantage
just
of
call.
now too, is we can say it's gonna be October 12th.
Right, October
We put it
12th.
out.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we did it,
Write that down.
yeah.
Yes.
Yep, October 12th.
October 12th.
Okay.
Anything else under finance? Heard the finance report, what's your pleasure?
I'll make a motion to accept.
I'll second.
All in favor, use sign saying aye. Opposed? So carried. New and unfinished business. Need a motion to pay outstanding bills.
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
All in favor, use sign saying aye. Opposed? So carried. Vanport Township Municipal Authority minutes, April 2019. Beaver County Tourism Flyer, June events. Community Development applicants for funding for the 2019 school year, yeah. For the year. We usually don't, used to. How to meet the expense of PA's unfunded MS4 mandate. Back to that MS4 again. Paul? MS4, we're back to that one. Letter from Congressman Connor Lamb. David Letterman. Letter from Congressman Connor Lamb. Ohio River Trail Council update on events. Literature and center of table. See that right there. Yeah. Anything else?
I guess it.
Executive?
Motion to adjourn and go to executive.